It brings me great pleasure to speak to Shannon this morning. Good morning, Shannon. We're having our coffee together. How about that?
Good morning, Willis.
Good morning. So thank you for contacting me. And you made a beautiful artwork. I'm going to show that artwork at some point that involved Lou Elizondo. And he's thrilled. He's so excited to get it. So I will be showing that once I get it. You're sending me a copy, and I really appreciate that. But I'd like for you to talk about the UFO, the military UFO incident, and just go, if you would, into what you knew about it and first heard about it.
So back in 1998, when I was on board the USS John F. Kennedy, I heard something, and it stuck with me. But I'm not going to tell you the story because I don't want to tell it twice. So I was on the John F. Kennedy from 1998 to 2001. Then I went to a couple of other commands, and then I got lucky and I was able to come back to the John F. Kennedy in 2007, right up until its decommissioning.
Wow.
During that time, I was the LPO for security, and we're talking probably around 80 personnel. I was in charge of a security. And the story that I heard both times exactly was that in the early 70s, the John F. Kennedy, while doing rough tray exercises in the Caribbean off the coast of like Guantanamo Bay, where we have rough tray, a glowing sphere was above the flight deck of the ship. The ship went into general quarters.
What does that mean?
Power went out, apparently.
What does that mean, general quarters?
General quarters is basically where everyone needs to be in order to fight the ship against enemies.
Yeah.
Or it could be we go into general quarters for training, or general quarters for let's say a fire.
Yeah.
You know, we have a huge fire. Everybody has to go and fight the ship in order for us to survive, because we can't call 911 in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So what happened was both times that I heard this, there was a sailor, a lookout, who saw this sphere, and apparently he freaked out and he had to be sedated.
Wow.
The thing is that the first time that I heard it, I was, I hear a bunch of sea stories. It wasn't that shocking, but when I came back to the ship after all those years, it was the exact same story. And as I told you before, if everybody knows the telephone game in elementary school, where the teacher tells one student a story and it goes to the next student and the next student, and by the time it gets to the last student, they demonstrate how the story can change.
Yeah.
But this didn't. This was exactly the way I heard it the first time. And so I retired in 2009, and along comes those UFO videos that was released. And I thought that was pretty cool. I wasn't that into UFOs.
You're talking about the military and released videos, 2017. They started releasing them. Yeah.
Right. I'm off the coast. I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, and it really caught my interest because one of the incidences happened in right off the coast of Jacksonville.
Right.
The ships that were out there were from Norfolk, Virginia. And so I started paying a little bit more attention to UFOs. Like, there's something to this, right? Well, one day I was interested in John F. Kennedy videos. I think I was watching the decommissioning video at first. I was there during the decommissioning, but I didn't really get to see it because I was on watch in a trailer, coordinating security for the ship and on the pier. And so I missed it. So I was watching John F. Kennedy videos. Well, I typed in John F. Kennedy or JFK into the search bar on YouTube, and there was a video that popped up called "Glowing Spear over the JFK," and it was the exact story that I just told you about. So I was taken back quite a bit, and that's what got me into doing some nighttime reading about UFOs and videos. I discovered your podcast along with many others.
Did you hear more details on this than just the spear? I mean, what are some of the more of the details besides just the spear and then the one person, being sedated? Is there any more details to it?
Yes, the apparently the ship was losing power, or there was some transmission issues. Like you'll hear like say a UFO went over your car, and you hear people talk about how their radio went out.
Yeah.
So I heard like some things happen like that.
That's pretty major on a ship like that, a
yeah.
defensive ship like that out.
Yeah, it's not as digital as it is these days. Back then, more things were analog and.
Yeah, but there's so many cases of cars losing power, in the 1970s. So I mean, it's not. But I mean, the ship actually losing power. Do you mean like in the control room or in general? Do you know?
Like I don't know specifically. I just knew it was having some issues.
Yeah. And so obviously there was many witnesses.
Let me tell you who's witnessed it. Not only did the whole bridge watch it, we're talking all the lookouts up there on the island, which is the structure above the flight deck. They saw it. If there was anybody on the flight deck, and there's always people on the flight deck, they saw it.
Yeah, so that you watched a video and there was a guy describing the same exact thing.
Exact same thing.
And it was a Stephen Greer video, and they were. And was it a first-hand witness that was?
It is a first-hand. I think he was a cryptologist. The way he explained everything, he's right on the money. I know he has to serve on the ship. He was talking about going out on the port side, and there's a catwalk over there. I know exactly what he was talking about. I've been there. Everything he talked about, was what I heard both times when I was on that ship.
Yeah, so that would be interesting to find someone. And I really appreciate the fact that you're bringing this sort of unknown case to light, and your involvement, and at least the hearsay part of it is very interesting. Thank you.
It is hearsay. It is hearsay.
Yeah, but I really appreciate it. Thank you.